Hey everyone, Kristin Windsor here at the Kristin Chronicles, Kristin Collective, all my different parts of consciousness here. Wanted to share some insights about what the dissociative identity movement actually is, what the goal for it is and stuff. So the goal is it's going to be a month-long mental health advocacy movement that happens annually. So the way that there's like May is Mental Health Awareness Month worldwide, it's going to be something like that, but more structured. So it'll be 1 month out of the year, every year. It'll be an annual occurrence. And so we're just going to keep growing every year. 2019 is the preliminary launch. It's our rough draft launch. It's our first launch. Nothing is going to be perfect, but we have to start somewhere. The goal is by 2020 will be much more structured, and it will be a much more powerful, successful launch than 2019. I'm expecting this first launch to be a rough draft prototype type thing, because the goal is something very big, and it'll take a while to perfect our message, but we have to start somewhere. 1 month out of every year, 1 month of the year, an annual occurrence, every day there will be a specific focus. What information are we sharing? The prompts for each day's focus will be shared on the website, so it'll be accessible to the public in like a one location kind of thing. But then the content of the movement is going to be on everyone's individual platforms. And so if you are in the movement, your job is one of two things, or both things if you'd like. Creating content for the movement and sharing content in the movement. And so if you're not someone creating content, that's totally fine. We still need your voice. You can share the content created by other people within the movement. And if you are someone in the movement who wants to use this opportunity to use your authentic voice and speak about these things from your experience or your knowledge, whether you live with a dissociative identity or whether you are a loved one of someone with a dissociative identity, or whether you're, like whatever the specific situation might be, it doesn't really matter. All perspectives are needed. We need as many different voices talking about this as possible. And it can be from different angles. It doesn't all have to be from the same perspective. So every voice is welcome. Every voice is needed. And even if you are not comfortable creating content for the movement, that's completely fine. We still need you. We still need you sharing the content that gets created by the various members within the movement. And so each day of the movement, there will be a specific prompt, a specific focal point, a specific thing that we're trying to tackle. And then we will create content and share it and promote it as much as possible. And so this first launch in 2019 will just give us kind of a really good idea of the flow of things, if we give enough days for each topic, if the topic is too big or too specific, or, just the general flow of things. And we can know if there's anything we want to add and incorporate for, future, the future times that we do this. So 2019 will be the launch, but it's a prototype. It's a rough draft. It's a work in progress. By 2020, I hope to have this movement be very, very thoroughly covering all the information, having lots of resources, being really big in the world. Like it's something known about. So yeah, just a little peek into what I foresee this movement becoming. And then there's 3 different types of member involvement. And please know that this is not tiers. It's not like there's different levels. It's descriptions of 3 types of perspectives that are needed to make this movement happen. And so when individual members start to create content to be shared, we can share it in this group and on this Facebook group where we're discussing the movement and give feedback. Does it make sense? Does it flow? Just general feedback. So 3 different perspectives. There's the perspectives of people who live with a dissociative identity. There's the perspective of people who live with structural dissociation, but not a dissociative identity. So they have some experiences of a dissociative identity, but not all. And then there are people who do not have any form of structural dissociation. So they don't experience the things that people with a dissociative identity experience, at least not to that kind of extent, you know. I've seen dissociation in other disorders, and it's not the intensity that comes with living with a dissociative identity. So 3 different types of perspectives that are needed to make this movement really happen. And so those are described by the mental health warrior, warrior of consciousness, and the Nightingale Knight. So just a little clarification on that. It's not tiers, it's not levels, it's not one's higher than the other. They're all parallel. We need all of them to make this movement happen. And we are all warriors. We are all in this together. So a little peek on that. It'll be a month-long thing. And then the voting consensus seems to be loving the month of March for this movement, this annual movement. So I'm sticking with that unless I hear any strong opposing voices, but everyone seems to be generally in a consensus of that. I originally anticipated it to be more in summertime, but we will see what March has in store for us. March magic, the magic of March. Mosaic mind in March. Oh, winning. So little peek into the movement. Please let me know if you have questions. We're going to continue creating different sorts of committees, and we'll be submitting pictures and videos for collage type things that will be put together by volunteers in the movement. Thank you to our volunteers. So stay tuned for ways to be involved using your voice, and then once we have the detailed outline of what the movement will be in the month, we can start creating our individual content and give each other feedback on that. So let me know if you have any questions, and let me know what you guys think. Started this movement about a year ago, and it's really wild to see it actually coming into reality. It's actually happening. It's really, really mind-blowing. The other aspect is sharing this in like a big mental health way, whether it's on like a big mental health blog site, or somebody from the movement goes and speaks on a podcast, or like, I don't know what it would look like, but some way to get the information that the movement is a thing and it's happening out into the mental health community in a bigger scale than what it's presently being shared as. So I'm open to ideas for that. That would be down the road a little bit, you know, a couple months probably, when it gets closer to that, or potentially even 2020 if we're not feeling super confident with the content we've created for 2019. We can just leave it low key and brainstorm ways to make it bigger for the following year. We'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think. I'm really grateful to be braving the unknown with you. I genuinely do believe that this is going to change the world, and it all begins here and now with you and me.